biological systems in Earth have so huge amount of microbes. Now, after knowing the metagenomic technologies, we know that whatever microbes are known, huge microbes, they are only 1 to 5% of the what they exist, because we are not able to culture all the microbes. Similarly, something about energy, something about so many things. Regularly, new discoveries are coming and new knowledge are there to validate again and again and again, and to move forward the knowledge in the world. We can go for original research. Now, at this time,
Hello.
hello. Now, this time it is important to understand that uh, we can have conceptual research, that is very important, but simultaneously, translational research, industrial research, research which can directly relate to people, which help in conversion of technologies to field requirements, all these things are required. When a technology which is developed in a laboratory go to field, there are uh, many other requirements which may not be realized in the laboratories. That is, one thing is robustness of the technology. Another thing is how we can provide services of maintenance of the technology in the field. Then socio-economic and cultural situation uh, of the field in which the technology is going to be used are also very important. So when we say translational research, then it is quite interdisciplinary, and many subjects are required to be, many kind of knowledge base are required to be associated uh, to say find some novel outcome in the translational research. Similarly, for industrial research, we need to identify the technology at different level, on which level technology is there where industry can take interest and industry can have a partnership. This is very important. So knowledge, generation of knowledge to conversion of knowledge in a rather utilitarian form require many dimensions in research, which are now underlined very, very significantly. And previously, it was not underlined that way. Just by Atmanirbhar Bharat and by so many new efforts by the government and societies, now we are trying to understand the more utility and many dimensions of research, which is important to be underlined. Then the knowledge which is generated, technology which is generated, is required to be either published. Knowledge is to be published in high quality, high impact journals. Then either it can be converted into a innovation, it can be converted into a technology. So there can be various form of utility of knowledge, and then we have to prepare our students, our researchers for all these aspects of knowledge, development of knowledge, and its utility in many forms. One more thing I just want to underline here, that science, when we talk about research in science, the concept of methodology of science is very, very powerful, and that can open many new dimensions in making up society, making up the culture beyond the technology. Largely, we talk science and technology and maximum innovation. But I personally feel that the philosophy of science, methodology of science, and the power of science for social upliftment, and rather a very significant intervention in the society, has uh, not yet been explored as it should have been explored, and not at, it has been rather talked about and discussed about. So I think we need vertical research to, we just classify the subjects to go deeper, vertical, and to understand the various dimension of a knowledge base, and then we required to make a interdisciplinary, interdisciplinary holistic structure out of the knowledge, various component of the knowledge, classified knowledge, to make uh, a picture, holistic outcome. So it has to be divided and it has to be then assembled to find a major role of the research in the society, in the industry, in the development of people. So this way, I think I understand that this conference, which has many dimensions, it is not related to just a specific discipline, will be able to underline the significance of the assembly of knowledge, rather interdisciplinary collaborations, and making a big picture of the knowledge for upliftment of the society. So with these wishes, I am grateful to all of you to connecting me, and I congratulate the entire fraternity uh, for success of this conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. I would like to invite our special guest, Dr. Manish Shivastav, Vice Chancellor, Vikrant University, Gwalior. नहीं सर, शायद डिस्कनेक्ट हो गए क्या? I would like to invite our special guest, Dr. A.K. Srivastav sir, share few words with our audience. Dr. Srivastav sir, Jivaji University, Gwalior. आ चुके हैं मनीष सर भी.
Mani. Hello.
जी sir. Yes.
I'm
I
audible?
requested. Yes, sir, audible. Share few words with our audience.
Okay. Sorry, I just for some period of time I
No mention, sir.
disconnected due to some
Yes.
technical reasons.
Yes.
First of all, thank you so much for inviting me in this conference. And I am Dr. Manish Srivastava, Vice Chancellor, Vikrant University. Welcome to all dignitaries present here, our chief guest, and Dr. Nathan, Professor Ashwini, uh, uh, um, and other dignitaries present here. Uh, the subject which has been chosen here for today's conference, I must say this is very important for these days, that we all are, working for the research and development. We are thinking, we are talking about the research and development, and many of the research is going on in the different areas. Recently, there are so many developments in the computer field, and as an academician, we are seeing that uh, whenever there is a new trend is coming or the new thing is coming, that students or the uh, we in fact we are talking in terms of that area specific. My focus for this conference towards the sustainable development. I would I would uh, uh, give some input about that, how we can do the research and development in our institution as an important or integral part of the a part of the institution, in terms of the academic institution or as well as for the industry. Why I'm saying this, why I'm focusing towards the sustainable development, because advancement is a very good, and due to advancement, there are so many things which we are destroying also, and that is giving the negative impact on our society. For example, I think we all have seen something in during COVID-19, that we have lost so many things over there due to this pandemic, and we have seen that why this has happened and what was the reasons behind that. Not in a complete way, but at least something we got from there, and how we have to be in our life, and how we have to uh, think the other aspects of the life. uh, so research and development is the area where we have to think that the how we can innovate the things on the basis of the available resources, which is already exist in the existence, and how we can develop so many things from there for our livelihood and for the progress of the society. I must add one thing here, uh, that if we see that natural resources which are available, and how we can get so many things from the natural resources, and how we can do the advancement in our progress, that is very important here. For example, I would like to add here that I have gone through one research areas where the cow dung is giving so many different kind of the products for the our advancement, and so many things are created from there, or from that product, especially the cow dung, and how the scientists are working for this cow dung, and they are developing different kind of products for the livelihood, for the public, for the social, and so many things. Other areas where I can add that, uh, existing resources or existing things like our uh, the tourism. Tourism is the area where we can we can have so many things that could be developed over there, because I'm talking in terms of the business orientation, that rural tourism is a part that we should think. I would request to the all the researchers and the other people that how new thing we can develop into the rural tourism. You know, and another area which I would like to add here, that is how the production of the production can be increased with the help of the available resources, in not in terms of to increase the production we are using so many pesticides and other things, and this is creating the this is the harmful for the public and our health and for the society as well. So by and large, if we think that research area, if we are talking about the research area, first of all, the thing that in how we can develop new things on the basis of the available resources, and how we should not destroy our natural resources. These are the things, if we are keeping in our mind, that our research definitely would be very, very helpful and in a positive way for the public, for the society, and for the country. I think that I have given my input for the research specific areas where the research need to be done, and special take care of the available resources is very important for us, and how the industry and academia can integrate, and they can make a feasible solution for the society. Uh, I think now in this today conference, people are from the research area, specifically from the industry, and very learned people are in this conference. So definitely these 2 days sessions would give a very good result, and our researchers and the students or the people, those who are interested in the research areas, they would definitely come out with a good result, which would be very positive for the society. Thank you so much from our side, and thank you so much for inviting in this conference. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Hello, sir. Hello. Yes, sir. Professor Kiswasu, sir. Welcome you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Say few words for us, sir.
Yes, sir.
All good. Yes.
Uh, Chief guest of today's conference, Dr. R.P. Singh, uh, Manish Srivastava ji, certainly Dr. Pritam Singh. It's really happy moment that we are going to celebrate, we are going to organize the second global conference. The first conference was organized, I think, day before here. This is the second conference. This is really a hectic task to organize a global conference, particularly. So, for the question of topic of the global conference is concerned, that is research and development. We see that the development is not possible without doing a proper research. So if we compare the research methodology which we were using in the past, and we are using at the present, there is a tremendous difference. Earlier, we used to perform the experiment. They have to synthesize the material, then to characterize it, to get the optimum use of that particular material which they have characterized. But nowadays, there is a slight change in the research methodology. People used to do the simulation work. If you just see the entire publications which are coming nowadays, about 80% publications are on computer simulation. Only 20% publications are available on the experimental research, where the material has to be synthesized and it is to be characterized. Because the characterization is important for the research, and that is why our funding agencies like UGC, CSIR, they have all set up a sophisticated research lab. Even now, our universities itself also thinking to establish a sophisticated lab in their own university. Recently, my own university had established a central instrumentation facility where all sort of characterization techniques are available. So, when you have the characterization facility, only then you can characterize your material. And once the material is characterized, it can be used for any fabrication of any device. And once the device is fabricated, the development is automatically comes into picture. So I would like to say that the development is possible only through the research. So research has to be encouraged and the proper facility should be made available for each and every student so that they can characterize their materials. You know that some time back, if you look, it was very difficult to procure a computer. Now the computer is available on every desk. So this is a sign of development. Now we are living in a era of computer technology. So we must use the proper facility or the proper availability of the simulation, because once you do the simulation, it becomes very easy to fabricate the material on the basis of the simulation result. Nowadays, ready-made software are available. You can use those software and the material can be characterized through the computer itself. So that is why I would like to say one thing, that the topic of this conference is the need of the time. In fact, this topic was of use in our earlier time also, because the development is always related to the research. So for the research, you have to be in the lab, whether it is a simulation lab or it is a material science lab or it is somewhere else, or you are working on the basis of the data which are received by certain testing laboratories. So everywhere you have to do the research and only then you can come on the development. So I think we should encourage our students, we can encourage our research fellows that they should concentrate on the research, whether it is a synthetic material or it is an artificial material or it is a natural material, characterize it, and then you try to make device so that we can put it into the for some any engineering applications. Thank you very much for inviting me to say few words in this global conference, and I would thank to all the listeners and congratulate particularly Dr. Pritam Singh ji, who has taken such a hectic task to organize this conference. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Naveen, sir. You may you may proceed further.
I would like to invite Professor Nitin Pratap Singh to share a few words with our audience.
Professor Nitin Pratap Singh, welcome, sir.
Okay. Good morning, all. Am I audible?
And yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Naveen. Good morning, all. Again, I offer a warm welcome to all guest speaker participants on this gracious, glorious day. I am really thankful for giving me to give a chance to propose a vote of thanks to such an honorable audience. I would like to thank you all the honorable delegates who blessed us with their presence. I am also very thankful to all the program advisor committee members and invited speakers. Words are not enough to thank their constant guidance and support to shape the conference. I, on the behalf of organizing committee as a co-convener of this workshop, I convey deep regards and heartily thanks to the management Jaipur National University for giving their concern for collaborating with us to organize this event. And we are also thankful to our other collaborative partners, KPS, Science Academy, and Fourth Dimension Group for their valuable suggestion to shape this event a grand success. My special thanks to Professor Ajay Ghatak, Emeritus Professor IJIRG, for his motivation and help us we received towards this conference. Due to some reason, he could not join us on this moment. Uh, my sincere thanks to our special guest, Professor A.K. Srivastav ji, Professor Manish Kumar Srivastav ji, and Dr. R.P. Singh Saab for their motivation, valuable suggestion, and accepting our invitation to join us on this precious occasion. Sir, your presence and blessing motivates us to do further such events in the field of science and technology. Today, my words are not enough to express the gratitude to our chief guest of the day, Professor R.P. Singh sir, Dean Dr. Rao Ambedkar University, who graced us with his kind words. His blessing will turn this event into a grand success. My gratitude also goes to Professor P.L. Verma, Chief Patron of this event, to organize this event. And at the end, I would like to take this opportunity to thank my nuclear counterpart, Dr. Pritam Singh, organizer of this event, because of whom we and you are here at this moment. And Dr. Naveen Kumar, Dr. Shiva Soni, Dr. Vatsala Pawar, Dr. Shivanshu Bhaduria, Dr. Pankaj Srivastav, Dr. Pankaj Goswami, and Mr. Kapil Paul, who joined hands to organize this dream conference. Thanks to all of you making this event successful. And with these warm words, we move to the next session of the program. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Naveen. It's over to you.
Thank you very much.
So much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Dr. Naveen, it's over to
Yes,
you.
thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Hello, thank you, Professor Nitin. Sir, Dr. Sivanshu Bhadoria, welcome the conference as a moderator for the first session. So now over to you, Sivanshu Bhadoria ji.
Thank you very much. Good morning, all of you, and I respect you all the present dignitaries, academicians, and the great learner and teachers of this great world of knowledge and science. Thanks to the team and all the people who helped us to make this occasion really very great and successful. I invite at this great occasion Professor Nitin Pratap Singh ji as the session chair. And before inviting him, I would like to introduce right here that Dr. Singh is a renowned figure who has contributed nicely and greatly in the field of science. He is working right now in Jaipur National University as the head of the department in chemistry. His doctoral degree acquired from the IIT Roorkee. His immense work of research inspires us and the many new learners as well. His basic interest is in superconductors and thermal properties of superconductors. His experience is really very immense, and that is inspiring and motivating to all of us. His presence is, I hope that his presence will inspire us and all the learners who are right here or at this platform to learn more. So I would request him with kind regard and respect to start the session as the session chair. Thank you. And sir, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Dr. Yuansu. Okay, to continue the further session, we have first plenary talk by Dr. Ritu Agarwal. She is from MNIT Jaipur, and the title of the talk is An Insight to Study Epidemic Dynamics in a Systematic Way Through Mathematical Modeling. Madam, are you there?
Systematic way.
Dr. Ritu Agarwal.
Hello.
Dr. Ritu?
Dr.
Yes, he's there.
Yes, sir, I am here.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Am
Dr.
I not
Ritu
audible?
Agrawal is there. Can you hear
Am I
me?
not audible? Yeah, I can hear. Am I
Yeah.
audible?
You- Yes, yes, ma'am. You are audible to us.
Yes, ma'am.
So, are you comfortable to start your presentation, ma'am? Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. You are. You are.
Okay, ma'am, you may continue, and you have 30 minutes to speak, ma'am.
Okay.
Now you may proceed, ma'am.
Welcome, ma'am. And I request you to start your presentation, please, ma'am.
Okay. So is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
No, ma'am. Right now it's not.
It's visible. Yeah, you just pin
It
the
is
screen.
visible, but kindly do in full. Right, okay. Full screen.
Is it fine now?
Right, okay, fine.
Okay. So thank you, team IJIRG. First of all, I would like to congratulate you and your associated organizations, institutes for the successful organization of this conference, which is on emerging trends in research and development, and then providing me a platform to discuss my research findings and results with all of you. So the title of my talk is An Insight to Study Epidemic Dynamics in a Systematic Way Through Mathematical Modeling. So my talk basically consists of the systematic development in the study of epidemic dynamics. So don't look at the number of slides. Maybe you are worried that how ma'am will end it in half an hour. So don't worry about that. So this is the outline of my talk. First, mathematical modeling, then water compartment models in the mathematical modeling, and specifically the application of compartment model in epidemic modeling. And then we would be talking about the SIR model, their extensions, and then use of fractional calculus and numerical technique further. So I start with the mathematical model. So what is a mathematical model? So basically it is a description of a system using mathematical concepts and languages. So that mathematical language can be statistics, can be algebra, can be differential equation. So the mathematical definitions can be varied. And the process of developing a mathematical model is termed as mathematical modeling. So I would be talking about specifically the modeling through differential equations. So because as we know, there are different kind of differential equations, ordinary differential equations, partial differential equations, and then we have system of differential equations also. So mathematical modeling for differential equation can be done by using any of these. As we understand that most of the natural phenomena occurring in the nature, everything is basically changing. The change is the only constant in the universe. So when there is change, there are derivatives, there are differential equations satisfied by those systems. So many of the mathematical models are based on the ordinary differential equations, partial differential equations, the system of differential equations. So here I give you a few examples, very simple examples, just to understand how these differential equations are used to model real life phenomena. So this first one is exponential growth model. And here we can say see that this differential equation dx by dt equal to rx, very simple linear differential equation. Here x is the population at time t, and r greater than 0 is the growth rate for the population. And we may have certain initial condition also, because for population, suppose we have the population count available with us, then we can have the initial condition, and then we can find this exponential growth model. Then with the modification in exponential growth, because of the limitation of the resources available, we have this logistic growth model. So many a times exponential growth model is not realistic, because we know that the resources are limited. So we follow the logistic growth model. So these are few examples where we have used the ordinary differential equation. Now these are few well-known equations and few well-known phenomena that are modeled using partial differential equations. For example, the heat equation, the model of vibration in material and waves in liquids can be modeled through the wave equation as given in equation 4. And this is an example of the system of differential equations. So if we look at the modeling of the drug assimilation in case of single pill, then that can be modeled using this system of differential equation under certain conditions. And then we have the nonlinear population models also, and these may be can be further generalized to a system of partial differential equations also. So this is further an example of the population change through time according to the pair of equation. And these equations are known as Lotka-Volterra equations. And this is Lotka-Volterra predator-prey model, very famous model. So now I come to the system of differential equations, the modeling through system of differential equations, which is possible because of the compartmental model. This particular specific type of modeling is known as compartmental modeling, where we have a number of compartments. As you can see in the figure, we have this compartment A, compartment B, and compartment C, and there is certain flow of the population of the maybe you can say bacteria, maybe the concentration from of the molecules from compartment A to B, B to C, C to A, and in any direction, and that we can mark here. So that is known as the dynamics of the compartment model. So again, this is an example of single compartment model, where we are having a compartment which is for the carbon dioxide at any time t, and we are basically, you can say, inhaling or exhaling, or we may be burning something. So in those cases, this is a single compartment model. And as we go on generalizing the model, making it more realistic, we can add more and more compartments, more and more conditions over the various models. So here this is single compartment. So this is atmosphere is basically a compartment. So this is input carbon dioxide, and then we have the output carbon dioxide. So this is single compartment and may be generalized to multiple compartments. Then the applications of the compartment models, various mathematical models, means we can find various processes where these are applicable. For example, the epidemics, the chemical reactions, various biological processes, ecological interactions, biopharmaceutics. These are certain examples where we can use the compartment models. We can model various phenomena using compartment models. So I come to this specific area, that is the epidemiology, where we would be developing an epidemic model. So the epidemiology is basically the study of disease, how it occur in different groups of people and why. And as recently we have gone through the disease corona, and we have seen various impacts of that disease. So it becomes means a necessary part of research to study such things which we actually need when it comes over us. So epidemiological information is used to plan and evaluate strategies to prevent illness and as a guide to the management of patients in whom disease has already developed. So again, there are various models in epidemic model also. So, and then the solution of those models can be found using some statistical tools, numerical or computational tools. And how the disease transmits. So there are two ways of disease transmission. One is the horizontal transmission, as we have seen again in corona, that if one is infected and he is meeting some other persons, other people, then that also goes, those persons also get the infection. So this is a kind of horizontal transformation. Horizontal transmission. So pneumonic plague, dengue virus, these are again few examples of the horizontal transmission. Then we have the vertical transmission. Vertical transmission, just like from parent to child, from one generation to next generation. So this is a vertical transmission. For example, HIV, rubella virus, etc. These are few examples of the vertical transmission. Again, there are various types of epidemic models based on how realistic we are making them. For example, the deterministic models, where everything is already determined, all the rates are already known. And other are stochastic model, where all the parameters are basically based on the probabilities. So here we don't have deterministic parameters in stochastic model. We have the varying parameter based on the probabilities. So stochastic model depend on the chance variation in the risk of exposure, disease, and other illness dynamics. Again, coming back to compartment model, in case of epidemiology, we have various compartment models. Two compartment models like IR. I stands for infected, R stands for the recovered, S for susceptibles. So IR, SIS, these are two compartment models. Then for three compartments, we have SIR, SIRS. Four compartment, we have SIRD, SIRV, SEIR. I would be discussing all these models and would be giving you a glimpse of these. So two compartment model, we have the two compartments. One is infected, group of infected, and other is a group of recovered. So people are moving from recovering from the infection and going to the recovered compartment. So here the population dynamics consists only of this single arrow, which takes us from this infected compartment to the recovered compartment. And then this dynamics can be expressed as like what is the change in the infected compartment. So what is di by dt with respect to time? So that is minus gamma it, where gamma is the recovery rate. So if infected are getting recovered at the rate of gamma, so they are getting reduced. So here is a minus sign. And similarly, those people are getting added to the recovered compartment. So dr by dt is gamma it. So larger the value of gamma, more quickly people go from I to R. And this is very simple, we can say very simple two compartment model, and this can be directly solved. And we can find the solution by solving this, these differential equations. Okay, so we have obtained the solution as given in equation 9. And when we graph the solution, then we obtain this And we can observe that this green stands for the recovered and I stands for infected. If your population is constant, under the assumption that your population is constant, as infected decrease, recovered increase, or we can say as recovered increase, number of infected persons decrease. Now we have this two compartment model. So this two compartment means susceptibles are getting infected, but infected are again getting susceptible for the infection again. So this is two compartment model, and this is known as SIS model, because then susceptibles to infected, infected to susceptibles. So that's why this is SIS, and we know the certain rates, that is if we are going from susceptible to infected, the rate is beta, and infected is going to susceptible, then the rate is omega. Again, the differential equations for this change of population can be expressed as in equation number 10. So we can see that the number of susceptibles and infected in the population, they affect each other. But from susceptibles, if they are getting infected, you are having a negative sign. Okay. Similarly, from infected, you are getting susceptible, so you are getting a positive sign. And then it will be reversed for di by dt. So as we look at the graphical representation of the solution, we see that the number of susceptibles is decreasing and number of infected is increasing. And after certain time, because of this movement from S to I and I to S, the both become, we can say, steady. Now next we have this three compartment model. So this is this is a classic compartment model. Means this is the basic of all kind of compartment models in epidemiology, and this is known as SIR, and divided into three compartments given by Kermack and McKendrick in 1927. And popularly it is known as SIR model, and it itself is applicable to many other real life phenomena. So susceptibles, of course, stand for S stands for susceptibles, as I already told you, and then I stands for the infected individuals who are getting infected, and R recovered or removed individuals who have recovered from the infection or who have been removed from the infected compartment. So this is the simple dynamics. If a person is susceptible, he is getting infected, and then he is going to the recovered compartment. So the differential equations are given by the set of equations as in 11. And here one more important thing is the basic reproduction number. Okay, so I would be talking about this. And for the SIR model, this basic reproduction number is beta S by gamma. This we obtained from certain types of calculation. So the basic reproduction number, generally denoted by R naught, of an infectious disease is the number of people who acquire the disease from an infected person, assuming the whole population is susceptible. So in commonly used infected models, when R naught is greater than 1, the infection will be spreading more and more. And if R naught is less than 1, the disease will die out because the infection will be less. So if R naught is greater than 1, let us say 2 or 3, then generally it is if R naught is greater, it is harder to control the epidemic. So this is a graphical analysis of an SIR model for particular values of the parameters. So here you can see that number of susceptibles is decreasing, number of infected goes to a peak and then comes down. So this is the case when R naught is basically nearby 1. If it is like 2 or 3, if it is very high, then it is really difficult to control the epidemic. And the number of recovered is also increasing with time. So there are certain extensions possible to the SIR model. As we have seen, SIS model is one of them. SIRS, SIRV for vaccination, SIRD, D for death, SEIR, then SIQR, MSIR, SEIRS, MSEIR. So these are various models where we have the birth, death, loss of immunity vaccination. So many other factors contribute to the SIR model, and we can generalize it, we can make it more and more realistic. So this is SIR model with vital dynamics, where we are considering the birth and death, natural birth and death of the population also. And we can see if the population is constant, then ds by dt plus di by dt plus dr by dt is equal to 0. So the total change, basically, we can say is 0. So this SIR model, here we can see that their number of births are also getting added to susceptible. Then from susceptible, if there are certain deaths and natural deaths, then those people DS, D is proportion for the number of deaths. And then beta proportion people are getting infected, and then gamma proportion from infected is getting recovered. And then DI is natural death, and DR for natural death from recovered compartment. So this dynamics can be expressed as given in equation number 12. And here, the reproduction number for SIR model for this particular case, SIR with vital dynamics, R0 comes out to be beta over n gamma plus B. And we can see the graphical analysis of SIR model with vital dynamics. There is a little shift on the left-hand side. Also, the recover is also getting a peak and then reducing. Number of susceptibles is of course decreasing. We are assuming that once the person is infected, it's not going back to susceptibles, the list of susceptibles. Now this is SIRS model, where even if the person is recovered, he is susceptible for the disease again. So this is SIRS model. So by adding this one factor again as, and this system, this dynamics can be modeled as in equation number 13. And the graphical analysis of this SIRS model, we can observe that number of recovered is going high and then decreasing. Number of susceptibles is also decreasing, and infected going high and then coming down. So the shapes has changed, and this shows that this the mathematical model we have designed is really effective to know the effect of various other factors like natural birth and death, or if it is going back to the S compartment. Then we have 4 compartment models. Then we have this vaccinated. So if susceptibles are getting vaccinated, then we are assuming that they are not getting infected. So there is no dynamics from vaccinated to infected. So these are certain assumptions which can be changed, and you can make it more realistic by adding an arrow from vaccinated to infected also. So this is SIRV model, and the dynamics is given by equation number 14. And then for certain values of parameters, we obtain this graph for this SIRV model with vital dynamics. So vital dynamics stands for we are adding the natural birth and death. Now we have this SIRD model. So here, after the infection, either the person get recovered or dies. So in this case, we have this. So now, when we have seen what is the role of adding a S compartment again, what is the role of adding a vaccination compartment, so we can make a generalized model also, where we consider the vaccination, we consider the even if the person is recovered, he may go to susceptible compartment again. So that dynamics can be generalized, and then that can be expressed as a set of ordinary differential equations. So in this case, the graphical analysis, we obtain this graph for S, I, R, and D, where D is number of deaths due to infection. Then this is SEIR model. So a person is susceptible, but if it is exposed, the chances of infection increases. Okay, so this is SEIR, where susceptible, exposed, infection, and recovered. So that's the system of differential equation that identifies this model is given in equation number 16. And then we can have this graphical analysis. All the graphs have been made in MATLAB. This is SIQR model, where we have added if a person is infected, he or she is quarantined. So if there is a quarantine factor in a quarantine compartment in between, of course, the rate of getting infected for susceptibles reduces. Infected, and then the person directly get recovered, or he is quarantined and get recovered. And then again, you can change the dynamics also. If it is a person infected, then it may affect the susceptibles also. So many arrows you can add to the dynamics of the your model. So this model is identified with the set of equations in 17. And this is the graphical analysis of SIQR model. So this is SIQR model with incidence rate. So incidence rate means here there is certain condition over the number of infections. So Q compartment, before going to the recovered compartment or back to the susceptible compartment, infective individuals must pass. This is a system of equations identify this model. And this is the graphical analysis. We see that infected, because there is certain condition, there is a certain incidence rate. So infected goes to peak and then comes down very fast. Then we have this MSIR model. Here, this is a maternally derived immunity. Maternally derived immunity means basically if a parent of that kid are infected by certain disease, and they have acquired that immunity after getting infected from that disease, then that immunity transfers to the kid also, the baby also. And in that case, what will be the epidemic model? That is presented through this MSIR model. And this is with vital dynamics, means birth and death are considered, natural birth and death. And this model is described by this system of equations in 90. Now we come to SEIRS. We discussed SEIR. So now we have SEIRS. So as I told you, like similarly, once you know what are the compartment, what are their impacts, you may add more and more compartment. The only thing is that the number of equations will increase, of course. The system will become complicated. But if you have certain tool to solve, then you may increase the number of compartments, and the dynamics also you may change. So this is one example of 5-compartment model, which is MSEIR. So maternally derived and exposed, we added these 2 compartments in the SIR model. So now I come to the fractional calculus. Fractional calculus, as we have known that till 12th class, or in fact till graduation, we have been studying only the integer order calculus. But then there are certain operator, differential operator, integral operator, because we have integer order, means derivative of order 1, derivative of order 2, derivative of order 3. What is in between? So the fractional calculus basically generalizes, or we can say interpolates between the integer order calculus. So this is the definition of Riemann-Leibniz fractional derivative.
Excuse me, ma'am. So, I'm sorry
Yes.
to interrupt you. You have 2-3 minutes to conclude, please.
Okay. So basically, I would like to provide a glimpse of the work that can be done. So maybe I can just pass on few slides. So if we are having certain fractional derivative, for example, Riemann-Leibniz derivative or the Capito fractional derivative. So what we can do, we can basically come to directly the SIR model. So here, what we have done, instead of integer order derivative, we have taken the fractional order derivatives for S, I, and R. So how does it impact the values of S, I, and R? Because the fractional order derivative have the capacity of carrying the memory. So when instead of integer order derivative is basically local phenomena, while when we talk about the fractional order derivative, they carry the memory. So this is the simplest SIR model with vital dynamics, and we have generalized the derivatives to fractional order. And now what we are doing basically, okay, I skip this part also. This is the dynamic analysis, qualitative analysis of the model. Okay, so what we are doing, we are operating both sides with Riemann-Leibniz integral. So derivative when operated by an integral will give you some function plus some constant. So basically, I have operated both sides by Riemann-Leibniz integral. And when I operate this, I obtain an equation of this form. St minus S0 is Riemann-Leibniz integral of the right-hand side. And then this I can solve using Euler's forward method, which is a numerical technique. And using this numerical technique, we have obtained such a graph for alpha equal to 0.9. So alpha equal to 0.9 means the derivative is of order 0.9. And we can see how the values are changing for different values of alpha. And for alpha equal to 1, which is an integer. So basically, we can compare the fractional order and integer order things for infected also and for recovered also. So thank you. If you have any questions and queries.
Any questions from audience? Okay, thank you very much, ma'am, for your nice presentation regarding the model, various model. I have one question from you. You have used different compartment models.
Yes.
And any tools you have used for simulation or modeling?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
What tool you have used for simulation?
MATLAB we have used.
Okay, MATLAB. And any other tools related to your this type of calculation? For
Yes. See, whenever we are preparing a mathematical model, so after that, finding the solution becomes very important. So there may be some analytical methods or there may be some numerical methods available. So this, the model I have presented, we have solved using a numerical method, that is Euler's forward method. So, and then based on that solution, we prepared a program in MATLAB, and then we found the graphical solution of that problem. So any mathematical tool, not necessarily MATLAB, you can use Mathematica, Maple, or there are many other computational tools available. These days, Python, these can be used for finding the numerical solutions.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you, ma'am, for your nice presentation. We have our next plenary speaker, Professor Ashok Mitani, Government College of Engineering, Jalgaon, Maharashtra. Sir, are you there? Professor Ashok Mitani, are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The title of the talk is IoT Application Enhancing Renewable Energy System. Sir, you have 30 minutes to speak. It's over to you.
Okay.
Now you may
So slide is visible?
no, sir.
Oh, slide is visible now?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yes, visible, sir.
Oh, and why is it also clear?
Hi, everything is fine. You may proceed.
Okay, thank you. Yes, okay. Good morning to all of you. My topic for discussion is IoT applications enhancing renewable energy systems, infrastructure efficiency and effectiveness. Now we find that this global IoT in energy market is expected to reach $357.4 billion by next 5 years, rising at the market growth rate of 19.7 compounded average growth during these 5 years periods. This Internet of Things platform comprises web-connected smart devices that gather, analyze, maintain data utilizing sensors, communication hardware, and CPUs. IoT symbolizes the new production reality. Now, here we are finding 5 top applications of IoT in renewable energy sector. First one is in more efficient use of energy. This is one of the biggest application of IoT is that it use or facilitates the optimization of renewable energy resources. By placing smart monitors that automatically control the room temperature of factory, hall, or even room, energy consumers can optimize, potentially reduce the amount of energy that they consume. Not only does this application save tons of energy, but it's beneficial to organizations and corporations who wish to be more connected through the internet. We have find that this in wind energy and solar energy, these sensors are used in which if any dust is deposited or gathered, or any dirt or any shadows are there, or some leaves are on this sun solar panels, then these are cleared with the help of these pictures. Even on wind energy turbine blades on its profile, if any minor structural cracks are there or any dust is there, then these are after a 3D analysis of these pictures, the remedial action is taken, because the wind turbine infrastructure is quite huge, and with up till now we are using this with the help of human. But now this using these renewable, these IoT applications and sensors, now it is possible to identify the minor cracks which are available, or any dust or any means unwanted things are there. Then we can take pictures of that and remedial actions are taken immediately. Now, giving communities the power to create their own energy microgrids. In order to fully establish IoT in energy sector, we must go beyond reducing our energy footprint, because now we are finding we are using this up till now 70% of the power in India is of thermal power, coal-based power plants. Now there was news in some of this WhatsApp apps ki China has developed nuclear power in which that will be saving for thousands of years. That energy will be used, atomic energy, nuclear power will be used. So this development is going in because China is working on that. But still we are not utilizing that nuclear power because of some side effects also. And main constant is about the fuel, nuclear fuels, which are very rare found in India, and we have to import that. Hence we are not gone through that, but definitely it will be coming, considering our reducing its side effects of radiation impact, because radiation is one of the major challenge, because we have seen that in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Still Japanese, after means nearly 62 years, they are facing that nuclear impacts. Hence that we have to use this judicially and carefully. Smart energy grids need to be put into place that can justify the power of IoT technology. Smart grids network of electric circuits that support two-way communication, and these would enable the end users to become active participants in the consumption, as would receive feedback. Now, then predictive system of disasters. The major use of IoT in energy sector is that it can be used to predict disasters and raise the alarms. The latest we have seen that is still it is going on in India. This Biparjoy cyclone, so this has caused so much disruption in Maharashtra, in Gujarat, major impact in Gujarat, now in Rajasthan also. Today it is in Rajasthan, and in Gujarat that very large means destruction activities have been found. Even railways have been cancelled, and some structures have been, even floods are there, rainfall is there. So this speed of the wind speed is nearly 100 meters per second. Means it is so powerful that even a two-wheeler cannot travel on roads. So huge speeds. So this, with the help of this Biparjoy, we have been successful. Our scientists and IMD department have been successful to anticipate its impacts. Otherwise, it would have been more means fatal, or what we can more human death have been there, but very meager human death. Means because of these applications of these sensors and all IMD means images, our scientists have been successful and anticipate its impact and its progress, where it will be moving. Daily in the news it was going, its speed is how it is progressing. And it actually this was a means happening as per IMD predictions. Means our IMD experts are NASA scientists, they are so powerful. This is systems ki we are now able to anticipate its impacts or its progress. So this is very useful. Let us, we are seeing still today we are seeing, if you after this conference, when you will be finding time, you can check in news channels this Biparjoy's progress. You will be finding it will be in Rajasthan, and what is it is going on. Means IMD, they are taking so much clear pictures and clear anticipation. This is the impact of IT applications in various areas. Because of this, some areas in Gujarat, the electricity have been disconnected to avoid this means shock and other transmission impacts. If any transmission failure is there after the electricity line, then it will be live wires, and they have disconnected that during this time. Now they have restored that. This is the means in that we have saved so human life and other means other distractions. We have been able to successfully minimize that. By using this past data to develop predictive patterns and forecast man-made disaster, the energy sector can place smart centers that can regulate energy consumption, distribution, and management. Here nowadays we are having smart meters in our homes. We can check how much energy consumption is there, and if any leakage is there or any pilferage is there, so we can immediately check that, anticipate that. This is the impact of smart meters. To being essential commodity of our lives, energy cannot be done away with. As past calamities have shown, if warning is received beforehand, energy management patterns can be regulated and blackouts avoided. Because we have seen that if we can see that any power shortage will be there, then we can minimize the energy consumption. Because the system should not trip. Or in Pakistan, we have seen that in last year, this means 50% of the country, Pakistan was in dark because they have not anticipated that. This energy sector can gain many benefits from implementation of IoT. This allows not only for better forecasting, but also gives disaster management teams more time to prepare and warn those who are affected. Same we have seen here. Then smart meters. IoT applications can also be used in energy sectors by bringing this smart meter technology. Smart meters help to analyze the areas where most energy is spent and how substantial energy can be conserved. By placing these IoT-enabled meters in houses and buildings, customers will receive report of their consumption patterns. It will also help them to detect deficiencies. Eventually, the smart meter technology make energy sector more efficient and transparent. These smart meters support two-way communication, utility companies and consumers that automatically establishes connected between two entities. We have seen that now. This at least in Maharashtra, it is a. I have seen that whenever there is some means whenever there some shortages or some maintenance activities are to be planned by MSEB or electricity authorities, then they are sending these messages on SMS and mobile apps. During this failure, this time, this power will not be available in a particular. We can plan our activities. This is the impact of IoT applications in power also. Then proactive repair mechanism. This IoT technology has ability to quickly identify any errors or issues in energy circuit that could have previously gone unnoticed for months or even years. This is possible by monitoring and collecting data from various points along with vast networks of wires and energies that support consumption. By having access to this information, officials are able to address problems. The potential way the IoT can help save energy, installing a proactive repair mechanism that sends alarms to warn any broken circuits or equipment in need of maintenance, which is shown greatly reduce the sector cost. Because we cannot means sustain or accommodate the failure cost. We can take preventive maintenance, but if it is breakdown maintenance, then it is so much costly and loss of human resources, loss of resources is there. Hence, we should anticipate or we should use for predictive maintenance. So this is the picture where smart grid is used for different communities and different sectors, in which that thermal power plant is there, hydraulic power generation is there, photovoltaics are there, renewable energy, then wind energy, ecological vehicle. Nowadays, even we are using these electrical vehicles, then cities and offices, then homes and factories and unclear power plants. This potential way that IoT can help save energy is installing proactive fridge. Now, other examples of how IoT can be used to clean energies, connecting wind turbines to central monitoring system that can aim to improve performance and efficiency. By collecting this data from wind turbines and analyze in real time, we can make better decisions about how to operate them most effectively. Because we have seen that now these wind turbines, they are located in remote areas at hilly places. And so huge infrastructure are blades are there ki we with the help of human eye we cannot identify that. Hence with the help of the sensors we are identifying this by taking these pictures and 3D analysis, 3D mapping, we can easily identify what is the problem, and immediately these problems are rectified. Is connecting solar panels to central monitoring system can help to optimize energy output. Collecting data about how much energy each panel is producing, we can identify any underperforming panels and make adjustment to ensure that as much energy is possible. Because this, after taking these 3D pictures, different solar panels, whatsoever, in case of now consider during this, just the entry is still monsoon is yet to enter, but some wind, more wind is there, more means dust is gathering on the solar panels, and some of the solar panels might not be producing or performing their performance, and hence less energy can be produced. With the help of the sensors, we can take that pictures, 3D mapping, and we can identify what is either dust or dirt is there, or any leaf or any other material, foreign material is gathered. Then we can immediately rectify and we can obtain that energy at its optimum rate. Now, connecting heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system to central monitoring can help to optimize comfort and conserve energy. Collecting data about when people are most likely to need cooling or heating, we can adjust HV system to meet demand without wasting energy unnecessary. The same is in railways. We can see that nowadays, since summer is going on, in which now we require more air conditioning or in our house also, because summer is so hot, nearly 45 degrees centigrade is going on in various parts of central India. At least in central India, this is 44, 45 is going on. And here we require more air conditioning systems. The same here we can utilize. Even some, suppose there is any cloud or in some places because of this, because there is some rains, in some parts of rains are also there. At the time we can adjust that. This is automatically adjust. Considering that ambient or atmospheric human or atmospheric air conditioning parameters, that this automatically changes that performance. Connecting devices such as batteries and storage tanks to central monitoring system can help improve reliability and reduce cost. Then whereas there are different market growth factors in which integration of IT devices improves the reliability and productivity, then reduction in overcost and improvement in data management. Then market restraining factors are also there in that, in which problem associated with security and discretion, because this is also one of the challenge in which we have to make that foolproof, because these IoT systems, the malware and other just like theft of are this pill means what we call that malwares and different this computer terms key where our data is leaked. So this is also one of the challenge. Security, data security is one of the challenge for computer engineers. So this is also one of the security purpose. Then application outlook, then network technology outlook, component outlook, organization size outlook, and regional outlook. Now, combining renewable energy and energy efficiency can facilitate sustainable energy transitions and prevent climate change. IoT becomes disruptive technology which has facilitated beneficiary transformation in the energy sector by reducing the demands. These IoT applications include energy supply, transmission, generation, and distribution. In addition to this, IoT is deployed to enhance energy efficiency, increase the use of renewable energy, and reduce the environmental impacts of energy consumption. Here we are finding one picture in which this solar parking lot is there, that electricity, that smart buildings are there, then storage system is there, then wireless actuators are there, then big data analytics platform is there, in which now this big data analytics, it is the most promising area in all areas. It is not the monopoly of the computer or IT or electronics persons. Now this even mechanical and civil persons are also now taking interest. Even yesterday, Honorable Director of IT, he has shown one concern कि the engineers who are taking graduation from technical or IITs, now they are employed in non-technical areas. And he is saying that this is the waste of human resources, human talent. He is worried about that. Of course, this is his personal concern, but we should not take it in otherwise. Whatever he is having concern, he is having his own expectations because IITs are known for this hallmarks of technical or engineering, purely engineering. But anyhow, these big data analytics, now this is the means blending of this computer, IT, and management also. Some softwares we to use this, and according to that, this big data analytics is used. Even this big data analytics in education, in pharmacy, in energy, in water resources, education sector, almost in all areas, this now big data analytics is used. This is the most promising area. Here we can have more potential in that. Now, the growth of IoT in energy sector is substantial in recent years, and this trend is intended to continue in the coming years because now we are finding these IoT applications more widely used in energy sector. Even this during this pandemic, IoT has proved extremely beneficial for energy industry with sensors allowing surveillance of room temperature as well as room control of this. Because these sensors and IoT system have been used during COVID when these drones have been used to deliver the emergency infrastructure, medical infrastructure, oxygen, then other medical requirements, medicines, oxygen tanks, oxygen, other accessories, ancillaries to these. They have been successful because during that time lockdown was there, even the traffic jam were also there in metro cities. Traffic jam is there, and in case of any emergency, the drones have been successful in delivering its purpose. And during at least during COVID, we have seen most promising application of IoT in healthcare industry. Even this IoT, they are used in by police by controlling even during this uh, yatra, Pandharpur yatra in Maharashtra. Ashadi Ekadashi yatra is going on now. This will be there, and in which this means yatra and this procession. This is going and this is monitored with the help of drones because now in Pune they have been banned by individuals. The only police person they are using these drones, considering some anti-national and other destructive activities at particular metro cities. This police they are restricting that use of these drones. But whatever we are seeing procession of this Ekadashi or this yatra of Mauli, what especially in Maharashtra it is called Mauli, means uh, Pandharpur Yatra, it is famous called for Pandharpur Yatra, Vittal Rukmani Yatra. And this total is monitored by IoT and drones, IoT applications and drones. Means here we are finding this is useful for civil administration, municipal authorities, district collectors. They have to anticipate and plan that how much human resources will be there, human manpower or pilgrims are there. And accordingly, they have to make these arrangements for their lunch, dinner, and drinking water safe. And other during this summer, some medicines are also to be kept in reserve. So this is useful for civil authorities also. So these are some of the references. Now from my side, it is okay. Any questions? Welcome.
Is it any question from audience? As usual, no question. Sir, thank you very much. And you have nicely explained the application of IoT in various applications like renewable energy as well as in other sectors. And the main application you have explained in the prediction of the disaster. So I have one question that there is a big issue to predict the prediction of the earthquake nowadays. Either this is the era of new technology, IoT, AI, machine learning, etc. So IoT may be helpful to predict the prediction of earthquake in the new era.
Sir,
Any?
this IoT, even IoT applications have been used during avalanche also,
Yeah,
earthquakes also. But in India, we are not having that much effective sensing. In NASA, they are, of course, it is not 100% foolproof, but at least we can minimize the impacts, adverse impacts, or we can take preventive measures. During avalanche in Himalayas, these IoT applications are also used.
yeah. But as we predict some cyclone like Biparjoy is
Yes, it is going on.
latest, we have predict already many days before.
Yes.
But after we have invented new technology and a lot of technology, but still the problem related to earthquake is is still there. So anyway, the people is doing work in this field. So you have explained nicely. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you, sir. If anybody is having question, my mobile number is there, my email is there, so you can ask and I will send you that data.
Thank you very
Okay.
much.
So for further proceed, we have the next plenary lecture is by Dr. Sachin Gupta, Mohanlal Sudhari University, Rajasthan. And the title of the talk is Skill Entrepreneurship and Employability in the Digital Era. Dr. Sachin Gupta,
Yes.
you may proceed.
My slides are visible to all of you.
Ah,
Yes.
visible.
Yes, sir. Just a minute. Yes, so am I audible to all of you?
Ah, yes,
Yes.
yes, sure. You may proceed, sir.
Okay, just a minute. Second slide is there. Okay. So, first of all, I would like to give my heartiest thanks to organizing committee of this second global conference, which is no doubt has kept a very important and pertinent topic, that is emerging trends in research and development. And my best wishes are with the organizers who have invited me for my plenary session on skill entrepreneurship employability in the digital era. So before moving to the main topic, we will have to understand first that what is the basic meaning of innovation, what is the basic meaning of entrepreneurship in the digital era. See, in a world which is increasingly characterized as VUCA. VUCA, do you know what is the mean? What is the meaning of VUCA? It means like volatile. It means like uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. So a few things are assured. Managing risk and uncertainty, considering current and future opportunities, are both expected and complex. So we can be relatively certain that yes, demand for both high quality and frugal products and services will only be met by individuals and organizations who invest in learning how to manage innovation with an increasingly digital world. So this understanding is very, very important here. So stakeholders are rarely willing to compromise on quality, on demand, and the demand for value is greater than ever. And traditional business models are increasingly being turned on their head in both business to commerce and business to business markets. So the most important thing is this, that organizations of all sizes and missions are facing growing pressures, from cost conscious and eco aware customers, employees, and government who are demanding affordable, sustainable, and high quality products that work in the digital era. And various research studies demonstrate that innovative organizations outperform in both employment and sales. Firms that fail to innovate the innovation and entrepreneurship in the digital era then focuses on developing the dynamic capabilities that managers need to innovate in demanding global and technology driven environment. That's why there is a severe need to understand that why we have to opt ourselves as per the changing demand, as per the changing environment, as per the VUCA world. So when we talk about a skill acquisition, we must understand that skill acquisition is what? Skill acquisition somewhat means innovation, which is the principal task of senior managers and leaders, inspiring and driving innovation on a business level that separates implementers from inspiring, value creating leaders. And these type of leaders need an entrepreneurial mindset and the capabilities to innovate. So definitely by this we can develop these skills to establish and sustain innovative business across a spectrum of novelty and risk. And we will deep dive into do better, radical, do different, disruptive innovation if we talk about such kind of skill, entrepreneurship, and employability in the digital era. See, when we talk about bridging the digital divide of a global skill gap, So we must understand here that yes, it is a very complex problem that requires all stakeholders to work together to make the world a more resilient, more capable, and more inclusive place. Then we can survive in this VUCA world only. So here the very important question arises, that is, what entrepreneurial skills are needed to be successful in the global and digital world. And my humble submission is that when we talk about the essential skills for any entrepreneur, I must share with you all that these could be like strategic thinking, communication, leadership, teamwork, time management, and apart from these skills, which is very important skill, is digital skill for workplace success. So I'm repeating the word again, digital skills. Yes, as we have seen the situation of Corona, only those entrepreneurs were successful who only knew how to use digital modes. So as the future of business success are the indispensable digital skills that every entrepreneur should pivot to digital skills, which are very important for entrepreneurs. So digital entrepreneurship also allows how businesses can pivot their services, can brand them, can price without adding significant turnaround time. Mm, for example, a venture of this sort may adjust its pricing by altering online marketing information rather than investing in changing physical advertisements. So, if we talk about that, what is the importance of digital skill in today's world? So, here we can say that yes, of course, digital skills are important and essential, as digital skills are a step towards learning lots of other new things. So, they can improve your confidence to use technology for work, learning and daily life. Many jobs today need digital skills. So businesses that are proficient at using technology have the capacity not only to adapt to change, but to capitalize on it. For example, we can take one example. Digitally mature firms rely more on cloud computing, more on AI, and can quickly scale on up or down in response to changing circumstances. So being able to perform a host of basic tasks online is an essential part of entrepreneurial success. And yes, of course, business is increasingly being done online, and interactions with customers, suppliers, and other stakeholders take place almost exclusively online. Even I must share with you all that if you want your business to thrive in the digital era, in the VUCA world, you need to master the following 6 digital skills. I'll repeat, I'll discuss one by one. So number one is social media branding, which is no doubt is very important in digital world. So when it comes to increasing brand recognition, social media is one of the most effective medium of communication. Just like from Instagram marketing to create and building out your business Facebook page, you absolutely must have a social media presence if you want people to know and talk about yourself, your product. And some business owners either don't fully understand their importance of social media, what is a media branding, or dismiss it as unnecessary for their niche. So if a business wants to get success in the real world market, you as a business person almost always do either or these things at your own peril. So your social media profiles and how well you cultivate your fellowship have a large impact on your success. When we talk about inbound marketing, so while inbound marketing is certainly one of the most efficient methods of driving targeted traffic to your website, and no doubt it is which is very important for customers or those who are already acquainted with your with the product or the brand. So by investing more effort into social media promotion, you open up a whole new channel
Hello,
for attracting laser
Golia.
targeted inbound visitors and obtaining more inbound links. So this
Hello,
was about next is all
नहीं नहीं
next is automation. So this is requesting everyone to kindly mute your mics. There is a noise which is coming at the back end of your mic. Please. Next is automation. So automation means what? Automating things allows you to simplify and streamlining process like scheduling sales promotion, like new product releases, sending customer emails, segmenting your customer profile data, applying discounts, tracking purchases, issuing awards, billing, and automating supplier engagement, among other things. Imagine there is a hypothetical example. Imagine what you could accomplish with the extra time if you didn't have to execute these tasks manually. So while we talk about customer service, yes, it is simple in the early days of entrepreneurship when you can only have a few customers. But now the world is full of, we have already discussed that VUCA world. We are talking about in context to VUCA world, things become more complicated as your firm grows and you reach a larger audience. Hundreds or thousands of people suddenly desire your products, guidance, and attention in different countries, time zones, and on different platforms. You cannot even possibly be everywhere all the time. However, your e-commerce software and automation can, and this is only possible when you talk about digital era skill, which is very much required in the digital world. So with automation in place, you can monitor your customers, journeys, and levels of management as they navigate your online business, which is very, very required nowadays. And definitely this enables you to facilitate and personalize their online shopping experiences. So this is the beauty of automation. So when we talk about digital marketing, so we all know about digital marketing. Now this term is very, very popular. This has become a buzzword. So most people do a significant amount of their shopping online, from search engines to social media. People of all ages are using their internet to find and buy the things they need. The long and short of this, you need to be where your customers are. So it is also as important to keep in mind that yes, the established players in your niche, in your area or your industry are almost certainly using digital marketing to their advantage. So they are likely spending a considerable amount of money on building website, on advertisement, and raising awareness through social media. So for these reasons, digital marketing is an important skill to master as an online entrepreneur. So this is also very much required in the digital era as an important skill which every entrepreneur should possess. I can take another example, web designing. Yes, web design is also equally important. So if you are into any business, your website is the face of your business as an online entrepreneur, and it factors heavily into your success. Your visitors and customers want an easy to navigate experience, informative content they require, simple checkout, and pages that display well on a variety of screens. So knowing how to make all of this a reality will allow you to make rapid changes to your site than necessary, and most importantly will save your money. So web design skills here takes an important role, takes a long time to develop and add a lot of value. So naturally they come up at a premium stage. So you don't need to become a master a coder in order to design and upkeep an effective website as an entrepreneur. If you're willing to watch YouTube tutorials that walk you through builders like Elementor and all, you can build any good website for your business enterprises. The next thing comes, which is very, very important nowadays, is cyber security. And we all know that there is a risk that if clients and their data are not protected, the damage to your brand and goodwill could be so bad that it puts you out of business. So this is because clients are reluctant to buy from a store that comprises then their sensitive personal information, and they will inform others about the problems that have developed as a result of a company's security breaches. So this will definitely swiftly tarnish a company's reputation, and if customers or we can say that potential customers do not believe it is safe to buy from your company or provide you with intimate personal data, they will not do any business with your kind self. So it is very, very important to have cyber security, such kind of software in your business enterprise, and it is very much required aspect in this kind of digital world, in a VUCA world. So this type of harm to a company's reputation may be different to repair. Therefore, it is far preferable for a firm to be proactive in enhancing their security rather than being slack or somewhat like than trying to remedy any problems that develop. So yes, learning the basics of cybersecurity is very, very required, including knowing what the threats are and what where they come from is an important online entrepreneurial skill. So this is all about cyber security. And next is online communication skills, which are very, very important aspect for a business entrepreneur. So written communication skills, no doubt, predate the online world, of course, but there is a difference between traditional written communication skills and good internet, or we can say that online communication skills are quite different from internet communication skills. So being able to communicate when online as an entrepreneur means knowing not only to how to write, but how to make use of emojis like and things like exclamation marks to convey emotion and the more subtle parts of human interaction. So it is extremely useful when dealing with unhappy customers and keeping things diplomatic. Okay. So here we will have to understand that the fourth industrial revolution changes the order of business model from conventional to digital business. And the general purpose of this session is to spread about awareness, like what are the important aspects if we talk about in terms of entrepreneurial context. So a new framework for the employability skills needed by students for job in the digital business era. So digital communication skills, digital teamwork skills, digital problem solving skills, creativity, innovation skills, self-management skills, digital learning skills are important, very, very important part of generic skill set. And I must say that yes, personal attributes include honesty and integrity. We all know that these kind of personal attributes include honesty, integrity, work carefully and accurately, confident and ability to work independently, have a pleasant personality. But apart from these kind of sets, personality trait sets, broad-minded and adaptability regarding digital skills are strong work ethics. It is considered as strong work ethics for most professionals to succeed in the current job market. So they need some entrepreneurial skills, creativity and innovation, no doubt. The spirit of initiative, the spirit of self-efficacy, the spirit of resilience, the spirit of strategic planning, the spirit of evaluation. I must say that resolution of problems and decision making. But yes, of course, digital communication, visual communication, digital networking are also very, very much required in this VUCA world. So here a question arises that what skills for tomorrow's digital world, ensuring that everyone has the right skill for an increasingly digital and globalized world is essential to promote inclusive labor market. So several types of skills are needed, like technical skills, like professional skills, including informative and communication skill set, like ICT specialist skills for workers who drive innovation and to support digital infrastructure and the functioning of the digital ecosystem. Generic skill set for the workers and citizens alike to be able to use digital technologies. Soft skills such as leadership, communication, I have already discussed this, and teamwork skills required for the expanding number of opportunities for enabled collaborative environment for any type of business enterprise. So here the word digitalization is very, very important because it is accelerating the pace of globalization. We have already seen such kind of examples in the corona. It definitely helps firms in increasing their competitiveness. In turn, globalization and offshoring change. Job tasks can be distributed globally. See, the workplace is changing. So interaction between public, interaction between social services and various businesses, various clients are also relying increasingly on digital, mobile or social media tools. So here now it is very, very important to know what key priorities for skill policies so that we can meet out the challenges of a digital world, addressing the challenges arising in an increasingly digital world. That will definitely require an overhaul of current employment of skill policies. So definitely government is helping a lot in order to ensure that an increasingly digital world yields better quality jobs, no doubt. And both employers and workers have the means to take advantage of the new job opportunities that open up. And digitalization also opens new opportunities for innovation in learning infrastructure, For example, if we take example of academic fraternity, academic world, academia, so MOOCs, massive open online courses, and OERS, which are known as open educational resources, already offer various opportunities to learn for many workers, although still underutilized, but yes, they can learn very good important things over there. Take up is low due to the low perceived quality of these forms of learning, but yes, and definitely lack of incentives and lack of recognition of the competencies. But such kind of softwares can be used in the world of academia. Number of technology, number of companies such as Microsoft, like Cisco, like HP, like Samsung, like Apple, Google, they used to offer certificates that MOOC participants can earn directly online. Technology also offers prospect of new ways to learn skills such as using virtual reality, games, techniques, and so forth. So a combination of policies is needed to allow workers to keep their skills up to date, help them move between jobs, and ensure that yes, employers have a skilled, highly productive, and innovative workforce. So these are the things which are very, very required in this VUCA world. So this includes strengthening initial learning, improving incentives for further learning, and reinforcing active labor market programs for the unemployed ones. So it will also be crucial to tackle skills mismatch and ensure that employers fully use the skills of their workers through management practices that motivate workers, and flexible work organization which allows job content to be adapted for workers to move to better suited jobs. So definitely this would enhance productivity and has the potential for reducing inequality. So at the end, my submission would be for building and running a successful business online. It requires many of the same skills you would expect to be important in entrepreneurship, no matter where you are. These would include organizational skills, money management skills, networking and people skills, and among many other. But commerce online, I'm repeating once again, commerce online also requires skills that are much more particular to all of us in the digital era. And if you can hone the above skills and add them to your skill set, definitely as an entrepreneur, you will establish a solid foundation for success of any business enterprise. So once again, many thanks to organizers for inviting me. And definitely, I would like to be associated with you all in your future endeavors. Many thanks to one and all. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir,
very much,
for
sir.
your nice presentation regarding the skill entrepreneurship employability. Nowadays, it's the big problem for our employability. So really, your talk will helpful to our audience. And any questions from audience? As usual, no questions. So thank you again. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
So as per the schedule, we have the oral presentation session from the participants. And the first participant is Anurag
Wow.
Verma. Anurag, are you there? Anurag? Anurag, are you ready to present your paper?
Hello. Sir, we are ready. Actually, within, please wait.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, Anurag. Share your PPT.
My PPT is not ready, so I can read out my paper. I can explain my paper in my own words. Okay, my PPT is not ready.
You did not prepare your PPT?
Yes, yes. Due to some reason, I could not be able to prepare this.
So you will represent only by voice.
Yes, sir. If you allow.
But at least you should prepare 1 or 2 PPT for your work to represent your work.
Actually, I was not in the position to prepare this PPT.
Okay, you continue.
I
You
also
have
mailed
five
to
to
the
six. You
conveyor.
have 5 to 6 minutes to speak.
Yes, sir. I can handle this.
Okay, you may proceed.
First of all, I would like to thank you to present me this. First of all, can I start now?
Yeah, you okay? You start.
Okay, thank you, sir. First of all, I would like to thank you to give me this opportunity to present my paper. Now, my paper is about the youth perception towards the mutual fund. Okay. As we know, the stake is an important part of our economy. Stake represents the part of disposable income that is not spent on the financial consumption of goods and services.
Just a minute. Just a minute. Anurag, just a minute. Just a minute. Hold. I request to all the participants, please mute yourself. If any participant is presenting, so all other kindly mute yourself. Okay, Anurag, you may continue.
Okay, sir. My paper is all about the youth perception towards the mutual fund. As we know, we have lots of investing options today, but youth has a curiosity about investing in bond mutual funds. So, as we know, the stake is an important part of the economy of any nation. Stake represents that the part of disposable income that is not spent on the financial consumption of goods and service. So it is defined as the difference between the income and the consumptions during the pre-independence period of India. People, most of their income consumption day only. Okay. A small amount of income was left in the form of stake. The objective of the venture capitalist is to minimize the risk and maximize the return. So mutual funds are one of the most appropriate investment opportunity for now if for teenagers. As we know, mutual funds are having so much advantages like comparatively high return on investments, that is ROI, managed by the experts, built-in diversification, ease of investing and monitoring. We have lots of application for investing in mutual funds. Tax benefits, we have also have the tax benefits in the mutual fund. Liquidity and systematic withdrawal plan. The analysis and the advice presented in this paper is based on the market research on saving and investment practices of teenagers and preferences. The finding of my study is mentioned in the paper. It will help to know about the teenager preference in the bond funds, meaning as to whether they prefer any particular assets management company and which product they prefer. I have 4 objectives of my studies. The prime objective of my study is to know the various factors considered by the youth while going to invest in the bond fund. The second one is to study the working of bond fund, how they work in the market, and to know the investment preferences and knowledge level of teenagers. As we know, the teenagers have the less knowledge, but they have the curiosity in investing in the business. So there can be a risk for them to know the personal and social status of teenagers. As we know, the mutual funds are the popular in the income groups. With the bond fund, we can get a diversified one share basket managed by the professional. In a mutual fund, there are lots of funds. Mutual fund is like a basket where there are lots of funds in the capital market. It is a bulk of all funds. A bond fund is a professionally managed investment program, usually run by an asset management firm that a professionally managed investment program. Bond funds offer youth, adults or teenagers access to professionally managed portfolio of stocks, bonds, and other securities. Each shareholder therefore participates proportionately in the profit and loss of fund. Bond fund invest in a large number of securities and performance is typically tracked as a change in the fund of total. the market capitalization based on the combined performance of the underlying investment. Bond fund is a company that collects money from the many teenagers and invests in the securities such as stocks, bonds, and short-term debts. So by investing in stocks, we can maximize the return. By investing in bonds, we can minimize the risk. The mutual fund gives you both a maximum return and minimize at a minimized risk. So it is preferred for the youth. Young people buy shares in the pension fund. Each share represents co-ownership of venture capital fund and the income it generates. As we purchase the equity shares in some company, we are purchasing the ownership in this company. So it also have some title for the youth. Huh. Bond fund charge annual fees, and in some cases, fees can affect the overall returns. Okay. The vast majority of money from employee-sponsored pension plans goes into retirement funds and such. The research, my research is all about descriptive and analytical research. It is generally assumed that the descriptive research is factual and very simple. This is not necessarily true. Descriptive studies can complex, demanding a high degree of scientific skills on the part of researcher. Descriptive studies as well structured, therefore the necessary that the researcher gives sufficient thought to the framing such questions. Population, it includes the people who are teenagers and non-teenagers of bond funds. My sample is of 50. The age group is between the 16 to 21. The sampling method is non-probability and convenience sampling. Non-probability sampling is subjective procedure in which the probability of selection for the population unit cannot be determined. Convenience sampling, a researcher convenience form the basic for selecting the sample of unit. The data collection tools, both primary and the second data are used. Primary data is first-hand information collected directly from the teenagers and with the help of questionnaire, and the tool used here structured questionnaire using the Google form. Primary data is obtained by a survey also. The second data is obtained from the internet books and the research papers. The major finding of my studies are from the survey data, 50% have invested in the mutual funds, 20% have not invested in mutual funds, and 12% do not know about the mutual funds. 18% do not have specific any reason. Out of 42% have invested in SBI mutual funds, and 10 have invested in HDFC mutual funds, and 10 have been invested in ICIC bonds, and 8% in active rates. This is about the investment of teenagers. Now we discuss the advantages in investing the bond funds. First of all, we can say it is a liquid market. It is the liquidity is the first advantage. It is a relatively easier to buy and exist a mutual fund scheme. Okay, the bond fund transactions happen only once a day after fund house is released that day NAV. NAV is a net annual value. Okay. The second advantage is the diversification. You can easily diversify your income. Mutual fund have their shares of risk as their performance is based on the market movement. Hence, the fund manager always invests in more than one assets class to spare the
Anurag, kindly conclude. Anurag, please conclude your work.
Okay. As a conclusion, as 50% choose financial advisors to preferred channel, okay, the bond fund companies should give the training to the financial advisor. SBI mutual fund should create more awareness about the scheme in order to attract more ventures. And the result of the mutual fund is very popular among the teenagers. This is my finding. Thank you.
Is it over?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any question from audience? Okay, Anurag, your work is basically you did a case study regarding
Yes,
the perception of the teenager towards mutual fund.
Yes, sir.
So, have you any data regarding your work?
Yes, sir. I have the questionnaires filled by the teenagers. You know, Also, I have a survey result that I personal one-to-one interview
You
from
did
the
you
teenagers.
did it you did your work personally, or you have
Sir,
taken the data
yes, sir.
by other sources?
No, sir, I did personally this research, and with the help of my two students, I
Okay.
also took the help of my two students by for collecting this data.
Okay, you are guiding the some students.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Really, your work is very nice regarding the AI case study. But at least you should prepare some PPT so that the audience can understand well.
As I
Because
already told,
that type of work can't understand orally or by telephonically or by just voice.
okay,
So
next time I
uh,
will I will definitely
yeah,
prepare the
definitely,
PPT.
definitely. So personally, you have taken the data. Really, you did a good work. Have you taken some data regarding the perception of teenager to stock market or some other investing things?
So as I said, that there are 50% of teenagers have know about the what actually the mutual fund is. Only
Yeah.
the 20% teenagers do not have any information about the mutual funds. The
What the
most of
age
the
you have
mutual fund
considered
among the
for
teen,
teenager?
like, can I say something? The
What the
most,
age you have considered for teenager?
sorry, sir.
What the age you are talking about the
It is
teenager?
16, it is 16 to 21.
Oh, 15 to 20 years.
Yes, sir.
But I think 20 years is a human being is not a teenager. It's become an
Yeah,
adult and
actually, it is
would
about
become
the
mature.
youth perception. It is all about the youth perception, starting
Yeah,
with the teenagers.
yeah. Thank you. Okay, Anurag, thank you very much for a nice
Thank you so
presentation.
much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, next presentation is by Kavita Rajput. And the title is Restoring the Pristine Condition of Yamuna River in Mathura district. Kavita, are you there? Kavita,
No, नहीं है शायद सर. No.
Kavita, are you in meeting?
No, I think she is not there.
Okay,
All
okay. So we
the
can
rest of us.
proceed to next Mahima Tikwani.
Sir, Nitin sir, before that, we are going to release a souvenir by the Professor A.K. Srivastav sir, Jivaji
Okay,
University.
okay.
So, Professor A.K. Srivastav sir, welcome again and facilitate us to release the souvenir of the conference. I am just sharing the screen.
I request to all the participants kindly open your video. Okay, Dr. Preetham, you may continue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Screen is visible, sir.
Yes.
You are sharing some document,
Yes, yes, yes. Souvenir. PDF
but
file
I
of
am
the
not
souvenir.
getting your screen.
Yes, now it's visible.
No. Yeah, it's visible
Yes,
now.
now it's visible.
Yes, sir. So this is the souvenir of the conference ETRD 2023. Professor A.K. Srivastav, sir.
जी सर बोलो भाई. Where is the seminar?
We are just
Seminar.
Yes, sir. We are just moving 3 to 4 pages, then we are jump to the next presentation.
Okay.
These are the messages from different dignitaries, special guests, Manish Kumar Srivastava from Vikranti University Vice Chancellor. And next message from the guest of honor who joined us tomorrow, Professor Vishwanath Maurya, distinguished professor and executive vice chancellor from Delaware, USA. And next is the pattern of the IJIRG, Professor P.L. Verma. Professor A.K. Srivastav, sir, ex-professor from Jivaji University, Gwalior. Thank you, sir. Thank you again for your kind wishes and messages.
Thank you. Thank you.
Professor R.P. Singh, again from Jivaji University, Gwalior. This is myself, convener from the ETRD 2023. Again, Naveen Kumar Singh, convener from ETRD. Professor Nitin Pratap Singh, co-convener of ETRD 23. Organizing Secretary, Dr. Vatsala Pawar. Dr. Shivanshu Bhadoria, Organizing Secretary of the ETRD. Okay, thank you so much. You can download the souvenir from the general website after lunch. All the participants, please note, you can download the souvenir after the lunch from the general website.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Srivastav sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
So, Dr. Pritam, may we proceed now?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Kavita? Okay, I think Kavita is not available now.
Yeah, Kavita is not
So
available.
next is Mahima Tikwani. Are you there, Mahima? Mahima? They will be informed properly or not, Dr. Pritam?
Yes, yes. We are already informed through mail 2 times and in the WhatsApp group already 3 to 4 times.
They give their consent to you or not?
Yes, yes. They all give the consent to present their work.
Why they are not present here? Tulsi?
We'll just leave and jump to the next participant.
Tulsi Mathur? Tulsi Mathur, are you there? Komal?
Dr. Pritam, sir, I'm available right now.
Komal, are you ready to present your work?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. You may proceed.
Okay.
Komal, keep it at full screen.
Yes, sir. Good morning, all. Sir, are the slides visible?
Yeah, yeah. But we are getting some echo problem.
Yeah, yeah. I hope it's fine now.
Yeah.
Am I audible, sir?
Okay, okay, continue.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today I am going to present my research paper entitled Biobotanical Products for Human Hygiene and Sustainable Environment, Effectiveness of Herbal Hand Sanitizer. The study aims to provide a comprehensive review of the current literature on the chosen topic and to evaluate the efficacy of herbal hand sanitizers in comparison to the conventional one. The research also aims to identify the key factors that contribute to the effectiveness of herbal hand sanitizers and to provide recommendations for future research in this area. As we all know, hands are the most frequent transmission route for many types of infections. Pathogens may enter through the mouth, nose, and eyes, so proper hand hygiene is the easiest way to reduce these types of infections. Hand sanitizers was an essential element in our fight against germs and viruses. The COVID-19 pandemic has brought about a new normal where hand hygiene is of utmost importance. Currently, people across the globe are using alcohol-based hand sanitizers as on massive scale to stop or reduce the spread of coronavirus. As we can see in the graph, alcohol-based sanitizers have been reported for occurrence of various symptoms like nausea, confusion, increased chances of antimicrobial resistance. Formulations and preparations of hand sanitizers by herbal plants have been proved effective against various pathogens, and results have also been compared and found very effective with alcoholic-based formulations of hand sanitizers. These herbal formulations have been considered safe for human health as far as for the environment. The article is aimed to present the formulation and preparations of human health hazard free hand sanitizers with reported effective results. The goal of this study is to make a herbal hand sanitizer. Actually, it's a polyherbal hand sanitizer with leaves, extracts of tulsi, neem, ginger, and lemon extracts. The tests are concentrated on testing its antimicrobial efficacy and hand safety against chosen bacteria, E. coli, and S. aureus. The research suggests and supports the use of natural herbs in the formulation for a better tomorrow. Traditionally, it has also reported in the literature that the different parts of medicinal plants, including fruit, stem, flower, fruit, and twigs, are widely used for treatments of various human diseases. Flavonoids, alkaloids, tannins, terpenoids are some of the phytochemicals found in medicinal plants that have microbial as well as antioxidant activities. Neem, tulsi, and lemon extracts are important source of compounds having antimicrobial, antifungal, anti-inflammatory, and antiviral properties. All these facts leads us to choose the objective to synthesize a herbal hand sanitizer from commonly available plant extracts and to fundamentally assess their efficacy. We have used these materials which have particular characteristics like lemon extracts have strong antiviral properties, neem, tulsi, and ginger extract have antibacterial and antimicrobial properties. In this work, 4 plants in dried forms were selected based on their traditional usage as folk medicine. These are then grinded well to make a homogeneous powder. For extraction, Soxhlet apparatus were used, and during this, 20 grams powder of each tested plant material was taken in a filter paper, covered it well, and inserted it into the thimble of the apparatus. And for the experiment, ethanol is used as a solvent. Now that after that, extracts were taken in a RP round-robin flask and stored in a cool place for 24 hours. Other ingredients like isopropyl alcohol, hydrogen peroxide, greaseballs were added. And they were mixed using mechanical stirrer. And lastly, perfume was added in a very minor quantity to provide it a fine fragrance. Physical and chemical analysis was done, and these are the results. It has a pH of 6.4, it's a light green color because it's obtained from plant extract. It has a lemon fragrance. It's homogeneous and clear solution. After synthesizing, its antimicrobial studies, microbial analysis were done by using agar-well diffusion assay and by determination of MICs, minimum inhibitory concentrations. Antimicrobial studies were done against 2 bacterial strains, E. coli and Staphylococcus aureus. Antimicrobial activity of ingredients of hand sanitizers was also performed using this diffusion method. The disc of all the ingredients were prepared using Ottman filter paper and impregnated with all the ingredients. The bacterial strains isolated were inoculated on plates using sterile stirrer of high-quality stainless steel, and after inoculation, the disc of all the ingredients were placed aseptically using sterile syringe. After that, antimicrobial activity of synthesized hand sanitizer was done. The cultures were maintained on nutrient media agar, and for preparation of inoculants, isolated colonies of each bacterial culture were selected from 18 to 24 hours, incubated agar plates and inoculated in nutrient agar. In this method, 0.1 ml of each bacterial culture suspension was evenly spread with a sterilite inoculating fluid. Wells were created and samples were ejected. And after incubation, inhibition zones surrounding the wells were recorded. After that, MICs was determined as the lowest concentration of hand sanitizer gel that totally eradicates the investigated bacterial strains after plates were incubated at 37 degrees Celsius temperature for 18 to 24 hours. Absence of colony formation on these plates indicates that the sanitizer concentration had killed the bacterial cells and they were no longer viable to grow on nutritive media without antibiotics. These are the results in which ZOI is calculated and compared with the commercial available sanitizer. These are the pics showing the inhibition zone for E. coli, S. aureus. Lower the values of MIC, more is the antibacterial activity of sanitizers. Herbal sanitizer has shown 15% and 16.6% concentration for E. coli and Staphylococcus aureus, whereas for commercial sanitizer, it was obtained as 17.4 and 19.5%. So it can be concluded by this small experiment that plants are rich in vast variety of secondary metabolites like tannins, terpenoids, alkaloids, and flavonoids, and which have been found to possess in vitro antimicrobial properties. And considering the growing demand of usage of sanitizers, a small attempt has been made to screen the classical literature for the herbs with antimicrobial properties. And that's why these herbs are used in formulation in number of herb-based hand sanitizers. And it may also be concluded that herbal hand sanitizer has a significant antimicrobial effect on the specified microorganism, which proves that there is an immense potential in establishing the use of antimicrobial herbal products as a measure to control the multi-drug resistant microbes. Thank you. Am I audible?
Yeah. Thank you very much, Dr. Komal. Any question from audience? Dr. Komal, you did your grain synthesis, I think.
Yes, sir.
Your work is related to the grain synthesis.
My work is related to
grain synthesis.
Grain synthesis.
You did your grain synthesis, right?
Yeah, it's a type of it's an approach towards grain synthesis because we are shifting from synthetic.
So what parameter you have studied?
Sanitizers.
Yeah. So what parameter you have studied to find the effectiveness of your sanitizer? In terms of what parameter?
Yes, sir.
Are you audible? Am I audible to you?
You actually, I'm getting some echo. Yes, sir. Can you repeat the question, sir?
Yeah, I am asking about the. You have studied the effectiveness of your sanitizer. In what parameter you have studied your effectiveness, and what characterization technique you have used?
We have calculated their MIC and ZOI, sir, and compared it with the commercial sanitizer. We have used Savlon.
No, I am asking about your sanitizer which you have prepared in your laboratory
Yeah.
that is related to your green synthesis by
Yeah.
using the green synthesis. So I am asking about the effectiveness of your sanitizer and what parameter you have studied.
What
Are you
parameters
understand
mean,
my
sir?
question? You are studying
No,
the
I didn't get your
effectiveness.
question actually.
Okay,
I didn't
anyway.
get you, sir.
And what characterization technique you have used? You did your characterization of your sample?
Yes, sir.
You did the characterization? Oh, anyways, there are some problem, technical problems. So, okay, thank you very much.
Okay, sir.
Oh, our next participant is K. Sudhar Moji. Are you there? K. Sudhar Moji. So, may I skip to next participant, Dr. Pritam?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Next is KP Vilasini.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Vilasini, you may continue.
Yes, sir.
And the topic of the talk is, title of the talk is vendor and buyer to echelon with screening process and shortage model.
Very good afternoon to all. Is my screen visible? Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible, but kindly share your screen.
Oh, just a second, sir.
उसमें नहीं किया
नहीं, वायर नीचे पड़ी हुई है इसकी। नापी पे and sir, is it visible now?
Yeah.
आपको उसमें आवाज
It
आ
is
रही है?
visible now.
Okay, thank you, sir. A very good afternoon to all. I'm K.P. Velasani, pursuing PhD under the guidance of Dr. K. Rangarajan under the Institution Savita School of Engineering, Maths, Chennai. So my today's presentation title is Vendor and Buyer to Echelon with Screening and Shortage Model. So now moving on to the abstract. This concept is completely based on a supply chain where the vendor and buyer inventory model takes place. So the vendor gives the commodity to the buyer with the quality discount. So whenever the buyer purchases a huge amount of goods, so like in bulk purchases, he will be receiving discounts. So the next we'll be saying on the model has been developed for the order level and also it's based on the buyer and vendor's total cost. So both of them are planning to have a very less amount of total cost. So the purpose of having the less amount of total cost is just to increase the profit level. And next we will be saying on the assumptions of the paper. And here we will be saying on three basic cases. And the first assumption is like we will be seeing the entire model based on the constant demand rate. And next we will be moving on to with and without synchronizations. So this is the diagrammatic representation. And now we will be seeing on the with and without synchronization. So first, we will be seeing on the screening process for both with and without synchronizations. So first, let us see on without synchronization. So without synchronization deals with the buyer who's experiencing shortages. So we will be seeing on shortages. On the other case, like we will be seeing the model without shortages. And next, we will also be seeing on the defective items will be screened and they will be posted on to resale in the synchronization case. And next, we'll be seeing on and in the case of with synchronization, we'll be seeing the vendor and buyer all together plants and then they'll be screening on the products. But in the case of without synchronization, the vendor alone will be screening without the buyer's involvement. So these are the basic screening process which helps in both the cases. Next, we'll be seeing on the notations. So all these notations are completely based on vendors and buyers cost. And some of the more commonly used costs like ordering, holding cost, purchase, setup, and screening cost. And we will also be seeing on the discount cost, we will be seeing the discount factor. And let us move on to the two base cases. So first, we will be seeing on without synchronization. Under every section, we will be seeing two cases. One with the buyer's overall cost, and next will be on the vendor's overall cost. So first, let us see on the buyer's overall cost. So on framing the buyer's overall cost, we have to first frame the few set of costs. So in the case of buyer's point of view, he will be having the ordering cost first. And ordering cost is nothing but he will be ordering the set of goods which he wants to sell. And then he will be having the holding cost. The holding cost is nothing but all the goods he has to store in some place. So we could have it in case of rent. So in that case, we'll be having holding cost. And we will also be seeing not shortages because without synchronization deals with shortages. So he will occur with shortages. So to satisfy his customers, he will be spending some more money. He'll be getting some extra set of goods, and that cost deals with the shortage cost. And next, we will be, as a sum of all the ordering, holding, and shortage costs, we would be obtaining the buyer's total cost. And next, we will be seeing on the vendor's overall cost, like it is nothing but the sum of the setup cost, the holding, and the screening cost. Here, the screening takes place with respect to the vendor. So now, after the sum of all three costs, we'll be getting the total cost. With the total cost of both the buyers and the vendors' total cost, we will be finding the optimality. So the optimality has been derived from both the buyer and vendor's overall cost, and then we will be obtaining NQ star and MQ star. So both we would have received. And next, we will be seeing on the next section with synchronization. In case of with synchronization, again, we will be seeing on buyer's total cost and vendor's total cost. So in the case of buyer's total cost, we will be seeing on the sum of the ordering, holding, and the screening cost. And the next, in case of the vendor, we will be seeing on we'll be seeing with the discounts. So the in place of discount happens only when the vendor when the buyer gets more amount, when he purchases more amount of bulk goods, he will be receiving the discount cost. So from the overall cost, we will be finding the optimality. So in this case, after this, we will be finding from both the cases, from with and without synchronization, we have come up with a numerical example. So here we have taken the constant demand as 1,500 units per year. So we are always ordering only 1,500 units. So here it is, since it's a constant, we are not changing it for the entire year, and this is for one reflection cycle we have been seeing. And next, we will be seeing on the holding cost. For the holding cost, we have $25.1. So similarly, we have some more values for purchasing cost. That is for the buyer. And then we also have for the screening cost of the vendor and discount cost. And this discount cost is held only during the bulk purchases. So for the discount factor, we have taken for 10.1%. So this now we have taken. And we are going to see for how many number of orders we are receiving. We will be seeing for both the cases with and without synchronization. So we will be having the eta and gamma values 2 and 3 respectively. And then when we see on the total cost, and when we see on the total cost of the vendor and the buyer inventory model, we will be we have to conclude all the total cost of the optimum rate. So we will be having changes in the parameter. And I have chosen 3 parameters to obtain the final output as holding cost, screening, and discount cost. So the first figure deals with the holding cost. When I change my holding cost, and I have come up with the total cost, which is shown as the output. And then again, I will be changing the screening cost. So when I make the changes in the screening cost, I get a different output. So I have the variation in the total cost. So again, when I have when my purchase level, when I'm vendor, when I'm a buyer, if I'm having a very huge amount of bulk purchases, based on that, I will be seeing on the my total cost. It is based on the total cost. So when I purchase more amount, I'll be receiving a more amount of discount. So because of the discount, my total cost will be reduced. So based on that, if I purchase more amount of goods, so based on that, I have decided to take up the discount cost as one of the parameter, and I have chosen and I have made the total cost. So these are some of the some of the parameters which have changed, and I have received the total cost. And coming to the conclusion, on seeing all the four subcases from the two cases with and without synchronization, we are able to find the optimal order quantity, and it is also obtained, like we have also obtained this to find the overall inventory cost. So it is the main aim is to reduce the total cost and increase the profit. So like on seeing this basis, the buyer will decide like how much amount of my demand has to be decided per year, as well as from point of view of the vendor, like he has to decide how much should I, from the buyer, he has to see like how much amount of goods should I buy to get more amount of discount to reduce my total cost. And from the point of view of the vendor, like he has to decide how much should he take up the goods. So that here I have taken as a constant demand is 1,500 units. So and based on the more amount of goods has been sold, and based on that, I will be deciding my demand rate more and more for the upcoming replenishment years. Thank you.
Thank you. Any
Thank
questions
you,
from
sir.
my end? Okay, KP will ask me. Thank you very much for a nice presentation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I have one question only. In your title, you have mentioned second echelon. What
Yes,
is
sir.
the meaning? What is this? This is a tool, some type of simulation you have used in your work?
Yes, sir. No, sir. It's two echelon means I'll be considering one as the buyer and another as the vendor. So I'll be having two set of transactions I'll be showing in this paper. So that is why I have taken it as two echelon.
And for your study, what model you have used?
Inventory model, sir.
What model?
Inventory. It's based on operation research.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Next is Dr. Mukta Jain.
Yes, good afternoon, sir. I want to present.
Okay, your title is Callotropics Gigantia Assisted Green Synthesis of Iron Oxide and Acetate Nanomaterials and their application in controlling Thar desert column by study insecticidal and nematicidal properties. Okay, now proceed to you. Dr. Mukta Jain, you may continue.
Yes, sir. I'm presenting. Am I audible, sir? Hello? Am I audible, sir?
You are audible. You may
And my
continue.
slide is, sir, my slide is visible?
Yes, yes, visible. You may continue.
Okay, thank you, sir. Hello, everyone. The topic of my presentation is Calotropis dizentia assisted green synthesis of iron oxide and their applications in controlling Thar desert problems by studying insecticidal and nematicidal properties. The potent bioactivity of calotropin, Calotropis gigantea, has been used as a folk medicine in India for many years and has been reported to have a variety of uses. In Ayurveda, Indian practitioners have used the root and leaf of Calotropis in asthma and also used in bacterial infection, swelling with redness and shortness of breath. The plant is reported as effective in treating skin, digestive, respiratory, circulatory, and neurological disorders, and was used to treat fevers, elephantiasis, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. The milky juice of Calotropis was used against arthritis, cancer, and as an antidote for snakebite. Methodology. Plant material and preparation of extract green Calotropis gigantea leaves were used to make the aqueous extract. Leaves 30 grams were thoroughly washed in distilled water, cut into fine pieces, and were crushed into 100 ml distilled water, boiled and then filtered. In the formation of iron oxide nanoparticle, first of all, a solution of ferric chloride was prepared, then the solution was boiled till it was dark red in color. 20 ml of plant extract was then added in 80 ml of 10 mm FeCl3 solution. After mixing the extract into the FeCl3, a brownish red solid formed immediately. Figure indicating the forming of iron oxide nanoparticles, which were allowed to crystallize completely for another 24 hours. Characterization of iron oxide nanoparticles, the phase purity of the products was examined by X-ray powder diffraction (XRD) using an expert X-ray diffractometer at a voltage of 40 kV and current of 200 mA. With the morphology of the nanoparticles was analyzed using the high-resolution image obtained with a GEOL 3010 transmission electron microscope. Root knot nematodes, Phallodogyne species, cause great economic impact in the sector of agriculture, while the number of existing commercial nematicides has been drastically reduced. The metal-based nanoparticles offer new possibilities as agrochemicals. In the current study, we shed light on the role of iron-based nanoparticles as bioactive agents against the root knot nematode Phallodogyne species, along with the plant enhancement properties of the nematode-infested host. Same-size iron nanoparticles were solvothermally synthesized, characterized, and evaluated against Phallodogyne incognita. All the tested composition revealed nematicidal activity. Additionally, a fresh shoot and root weight increase was evident in tomato plants tested with iron nanoparticles. Root knot nematodes are the most notorious plant parasitic nematodes amongst agriculture-based surprising crop while causing annually significant crop losses to the production of fruits and vegetables. Till now, nematicidal control has been mainly based on synthetic organic chemical nematicides. However, due to environmental problems, many of them, such as the synthetic carbamate, organophosphate, and organophthalide pesticides, have been recently banned. Therefore, there is an emergent need for the development of alternative nematode control measure and green nematicidal products that will impose less toxic on non-target organism. It is clear that the nanoparticles nematicidal effect of varying degree of juveniles of Phallodogyne incognita percentage mortality of nematode was directly proportional to the concentration of nanoparticles and exposure time. All the concentration of iron nanoparticles were toxic to juvenile of Phallodogyne incognita, causing mortality up to 91.5% at 16 hours. The highest mortality percentage was recorded at 800 microgram per milliliter, whereas the lowest was at 50 microgram per milliliter. Green manufacturing of iron nanoparticle is a safe, cost-effective, and eco-friendly process against the most critical economic insects, which cause significant losses in crop that enter human and animal food chains. It could be concluded that the biologically synthesized of iron nanoparticles have an excellent insecticidal activity at low concentration against the stored products based. The effect of biological synthesized of iron nanoparticles excelled that of chemically synthesized of iron nanoparticles. The extensive use of insecticides in agriculture has attracted much attention because of the adverse effect on the environment and human health. Nanotechnology has offered means of overcome these adverse effects. Nanosites are water-soluble components, unlike conventional hydrophobic pesticides capable of eliminating the use of toxic organic solvents. They also possess high bioactivity and coverage uniformity. These nano-based pesticides can slow down the development of resistance in targeted pests because they are typically applied in small quantities and are quickly uptaken by cells. Conclusion and future perspectives. These nanoparticles are environmentally friendly and their synthesis does not require very expensive chemicals or equipment. For a sustainable environment, these green nanoparticles, biopesticides, should replace harmful chemical pesticides in the field. These are references. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you, Dr. Mukta Jain.
Thank you, sir.
Any question from audience? Mukta ji, what characterization tools you have used in your work?
Yes, sir. We have done characterization XRD, SAM
XRD,
technique,
okay.
and TAM technique for identify the structure and biological function.
Have you studied the size particles of the nanoparticles?
Yes, sir. By the SAM and TAM technique.
So, what size you have prepared?
Yes, sir. 70 to 800 micro.
Acha, 70 to 800 micromen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these are not called the nanoparticles. These are the microparticles.
Yes, sir. We can say.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Thank you
Thank
so
you very
much.
much. So next participant is Kiran Devak. Kiran, are you there? Kiran?
I think she is not there, sir.
Okay, so we can move to the next participant. J. Rama HR.
Yes, sir.
Okay, your title is fixed point of meromorphic function with non-linear differential monomiles.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you may continue.
Okay, sir. I'll share the mask. Can you visible, sir, my screen?
Hi, it is visible now.
Okay, can you audible?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Okay, sir.
continue.
Okay. Sir, myself is Jairam HR. I am a research scholar. My guide is Dr. Naveen Kumar SH. He's our assistant professor, Department of Mathematics, Presidency University, Bangalore. My tentative title of the paper is Fixed Point of Meromorphic Function with the Nonlinear Differential Monomials. Is an completely related mathematics. This is an abstract of my.
Jairama, keep it on full mode, full screen mode.
Sir, I am using mobile, sir.
Okay.
This is my. Okay, this is my abstract of my paper. In this paper, I am investigating the f of z dB and transital meromorphic function of a finite order is rho of f, and C1 and C2 up to so on Ck be an complex constant satisfy the at least one of them is non-zero. Then the author is estimating the fixed point about the linear differential monomial. Then the linear differential monomial is in the form of f dash of z plus c1 whole power of n minus 1 up to so on of f dash of k z plus ck whole power of nk. Then the weight is sigma. Sigma is an summation of j is equal to 1 to k n of j. Then the result is extended after obtain the result of Zhang and Chang. Okay. First, I have to introducing some definition of my paper. One is meromorphic function. Meromorphic function is an function is said to be a singularity and only poles, and a point of a function. I'm taken a function f be an function and a be an complex number. Then the zeros of fz minus of a is called a point of a function f. And next one is there are three important, most important of the my paper definition. One is an approximation function is defined as m of r comma f is equal to 1 by 2 pi integral of 0 to 2 pi log of plus and determinant of f of f of f into r into e power I theta into d theta. And another one is counting function is defined as n of r comma f is equal to integral 0 to r n of t comma f minus n of 0 comma f divided by t into dt plus n of 0 comma f into log r. Another one is characteristics function. Characteristics function is sum of approximation function and counting function is called a characteristics function. And another one is definition is order. Order is rho of f. Rho of f is equal to limit r extends to infinity supremum of log of t of r comma f divided by log r. Another one is hyperorder. Hyperorder is a rho 2 of f is an indicating rho 2 of f limit r extends to infinity supremum of double log of r t power r comma f divided by log of r. And exponential convergence of zeros of f is an defined as lambda of f is equal to limit r extends to infinity supremum of n of r comma 1 by f divided by log of r. This is a three most important definition of my paper. And another one is exponential convergence of a fixed point of f. This is an defined as tau of f. Tau of f is equal to 1 minus limit r extends to infinity log of n of r comma 1 by f minus of z into log r. And next one is Nevelina defect of f with respect to a. With respect to a, same like as exponential convergence, but I defined as delta of a comma f 1 minus of f and r extends to infinity supremum of n of r comma 1 minus of f divided by t of r comma s. They are only different point and a. Okay, next one is a linear differential monomial is defined as m of z is equal to f dash of 1 z plus c1 into whole power of n up to so on k power kth derivative is called a linear differential monomial. Okay, one of the this is a most motivation paper in 2016. John Gunching, you have obtained the following result. I will take one f is an finite order of memory function and let c belongs to complex c. Complexity be an constant such that f of z plus c not equal to f of z. If f of z has a monomial expansion value, then tau of delta c of f is equal to rho of f. Rho of f is an order. Now, this is a natural question is obtained by asking one of the question. What happens? Delta C of f is replaced by m of z. M of z is a linear differential polynomial in theorem 1. I have to this is my result. One is an let f of z be a transital Markov function of the finite order rho of f in the complex plane and c1 up to so on ck and ck is belongs to complex c be an constant satisfied at least one of them is non-zero such that m of z is not equal to 0. If there is an a is belongs to c, if satisfy the delta of infinity comma f is equal to 1 and a is an Nevelina defect of value of f, then m of z be an infinitely many fixed point and tau of m of z is equal to rho of f. If this is means then the fixed point equal to order of function. Then the fixed point first I will to define as then the fixed point must and should be equal to order of f. This is one of the result. Another one is result is let f of z be a transital Markov function of the finite order rho of f is a complex plane. Let c1 and c2 up to so on ck and k belongs to c be a complex constant satisfied at least one of them is non-zero such that same condition, but we have to rotation will be changed and delta infinity comma f is equal to 1 and delta of 0 comma f is equal to 1, then t of r comma m of z is must and should be equivalent to say sigma of t of f and n of r comma 1 by m of z minus c. This is a two important result of my paper. I will using the some lemmas of the lemmas of the paper. One is f of zb and transital normal function of the order, finite order. Then m of r comma f of z plus c divided by c is equal to s of r comma f. And another one is transital normal function and a positive integer, same like as this is an delta of n power of c. F of z is an nth derivative of operator. And next one is another lemma. This is an reference of my paper. F of z be an transital normal function of a finite order. N of r comma f of z is equal to n of r comma f plus s of r comma f. Another one is characteristic function t of r comma f is equal to t of r comma f plus s of r comma f. This is another lemma. This is an polynomial condition. Suppose f of z be a transital normal function in the complex plane. P of z, this is defined as polynomial where a naught is not equal to 0 and constant, and t of r comma p of f is equal to n. N means degree of t of r comma f plus s of r comma f. This is I will prove that this lemma 5. F is a transital normal function of the finite order rho f in the complex plane. Let C1, C2 be an non-constant satisfy that at least one of them is non-zero, and one of the condition delta of 0 comma f is greater than 0. Now to prove m of z is a transital and meromorphic function of the finite order. M of z is a linear differential polynomial. In this lemma I will prove m of z is a transital meromorphic function and also finite order. And another one is that this is I will prove this lemma. Lemma f of fc be an transital meromorphic function of a finite order rho of f in the complex line. Let C be an complex number satisfy the at least one of them is non-zero, and delta of 0 comma f is greater than 0. This is a equivalent equation of the. I will use this equation. I will prove the two theorem, and this is an example for the my theorem. Well, I will take an f of z is equal to exponential function e power z, and c1 is log 1, c2 is log 2, ck is log k. Then m of z is an I will substitute this value of c1 and c2 and f of z. You get the k factorial into e power k into z. Obviously, we get the delta of 0 comma f and delta of infinity comma f is equal to 1. I will prove in the MATLAB m of z is an infinitely many fixed point. Rho of f m of z is equal to rho of f, means fixed point must and should be equal to order of f. This is my reference. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Jay Rama.
Thank you, sir.
Any questions? I think it's a typical mathematics, so I think an expert is required to ask anything regarding your work.
Okay. Sir?
Okay, thank you very much, Jay Rama. Now you can
Thank you. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Next is Bhavna Pokhriyal. Bhavna?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay, your title is a generalized local fractional LWR model of vehicular traffic flow and its solution. Now you may proceed. It's over to you.
Thank you, sir. Give me a second to present my screen. Okay, my screen is visible to all.
Yeah, it is visible now. You may continue.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. I am Bhavna Pokhriyal and I am a research scholar from Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University, Delhi. First, I would like to thank the organization to give me an opportunity to present in this platform. So the title of my presentation is A Generalized Local Fractional LWR Model and its Solutions. These are the outline for my presentation. First, we will understand traffic stream. Then we will get to know traffic stream characteristic. Then I'll be discussing my research paper on which I have worked on. Then we will discuss some examples. As we can see, there is a picture that demonstrates traffic stream. So let's first understand what is a traffic stream. So the traffic stream includes a combination of driver and a vehicle behavior. Since we know that the human behavior is quite unpredictable and non-uniform, so this is a reason that the traffic stream is also non-uniform in nature. It is influenced not just only by the unique traits of each vehicle and person, but also by how much such unit interact with one another in a group, and consequently, the volume of traffic on a street with certain parameters will get altered across time and space with respect to the change in human behavior. So there are certain characteristic of traffic stream, and we call them fundamental parameters of traffic stream. So speed is one of them. It is basically defined as a rate of motion in distance per unit of time, and mathematically we denote it as V and expressed it as V equals to D over T. Next parameter is traffic flow. So what is a traffic flow? It is basically defined as a number of vehicles that are passing a particular point in a highway, or we can say a given lane, in a specific time interval. And usually we denote traffic flow as Q and express it at Q equals to NT over T, where NT represent the number of vehicles passing a particular point in time T. Next parameter is density, traffic density. So let us suppose we are given some given length of road, say X. See, the length is X, and then the number of vehicle occupying that stretch of road of length X is defined as a density of traffic flow. And we denote it as K and expressed as K equals to NX over X, where NX represent the number of vehicle occupying a given stretch of road X of length X. So this is a model. So this is my research paper on which I have worked. So here is a quick overview. So what we have done is we have proposed a generalized nonlinear local fractional LWR model. Then there is a method called local fractional variational iteration method. We have applied this method in order to solve our proposed model. Then exemplary instances are discussed to demonstrate the success of this method to our model. And then numerical simulations are also shown. So let's understand the background first. A macroscopic traffic flow model was separately developed by Lighthill and Whiteham and Richard to represent the dynamical features of traffic on a homogeneous unidirectional highway. This model is known as LWR model in the domain of traffic flow theory. This LWR model gives a relationship between the parameters of traffic flow, which are traffic density, traffic speed, and flow rate, traffic flow rate. And also, this is also known as simple container model, and it is defined by equation number 1. Here, this rho represents the traffic density in time tau and space omega, and this phi represents the vehicle's flux, which is a function of density. Now the question arises, what happens when these traffic parameters like density and speeds are become the non-differentiable function of space and time? In that case, our standard classical conservation law is violated, and the classical LWR model, which is given by equation 1, will get failed. So in order to address this issue, Wang and others presented a fractal version of dynamical LWR model of traffic flow with local fractional derivative, and their model is given by equation number 2 with respect to some initial condition given by equation 3. Here this sigma is a fractional order. And here this rho represents the density function and phi represent the vehicle flux. And obviously these functions are the non-differentiable function. In fact, they are local fractional continuous non-differentiable function. Now there's a model that we have proposed. We have given a special generalized non-linear form to vehicle reflux. Since we know that in real traffic flow, the phenomena is always non-linear. There is hardly a chance of linearity occurs in traffic flow. So the traffic flow phenomena is always non-linear. So we have given a special generalized non-linear form to the vehicle flux. And after substituting this expression to the model, we ultimately get this equation number 6, which is our presented model, together with the constant given by equation number 7. So here is a method called local fractional variational iteration method. We have applied this method in order to solve our model. So this is our presented model together with the initial condition given by equation 9. This is the successive iterative schemes associated with our model along with the initial approximation given by equations 11. And since this is an iterative scheme, we are finding a number of iterations, and ultimately the solution is given by rho equals to limit n tending to infinity to rho n. So here is an example in order to support our model. So we have considered a non-linear local fractional LWR model represented by equation 13, subject to the initial condition given by equation 14. Here this sigma represents the fractional order and it lying in between 0 to 1. So we have applied the successive iterative formula to this model by keeping the initial approximation as given by equation 16, and then we have given the initial approximation, then later on we find the first iteration, second iteration, third iteration, and so on. Then ultimately we have plotted their solution surface. You can see the two graphs here. Graph A represents the first iteration and graph B represents the second iteration. And because of the non-linearity, it is very difficult to find further iterations. So, but from these graphs, we can see these two graphs are slightly moving towards the solution surface. And ultimately, these graphs are showing the dynamical evolution of traffic flow, which shows that these graphs and these iterations are converging towards the solution surface. These are the references that I have used. Thank you. Any questions?
Any questions from audience? Bhavna, you have generated your own model LWR?
Yes, sir. Actually, this linear LWR model is given earlier, and in fact, its fractal version is also given, but the non-linear fractal version is not given yet. So I have given non-linear form to this model. Since the traffic flow in real phenomena is never comes out to be linear, it is basically a non-linear phenomena. And
can we use this model as a application?
Yes, sir, of course.
Or
In application purpose, I have.
Yes,
yes, sir. For application purpose, I have considered this example. Suppose in traffic flow, this kind of situation arises. So we can solve it by using the model or the successive iteration that I have used to solve this model.
And if we want to fabricate some devices based on this model, is it applicable?
Yes, sir, it is applicable, but yet the devices which are discovered, it is based on linearity.
Okay.
So it is quite difficult to handle such kind of non-linear phenomena.
Okay,
But
thank you very
research
much, Bhavna.
going on in this. Okay, thank you so much, sir.
And Dr. Shivansu? It's over to you now.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. So now, first of all, I would like to apologize to you all because due to the technical glitches there, and I failed to join you properly, and my responsibility was to take you, sir. And thank you all the participants and the research paper readers. They tried to present their paper very effectively and impressively. And now we come to the concluding session of the first session. And now, vote of thanks.
Okay, sir. Hello, Shivanshu, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now we are moving for the lunch, and after lunch we again gathered at 2:30 p.m. for
Yes,
the second session.
exactly. So,
Yeah.
first of all, Dr. Nitin, sir, he took the charge in absence of mine and he handled the situation quite well. I would like to thank you from the core of my heart for taking the responsibility and handling the situation. Thank you very much, sir. And
Thank you. Thank you.
again, now it's time to move for the lunch. So I would request you all to join us again in the second session of this conference. Thank you very much.
Dr. Pritam,
Yes, sir.
kindly announce that after lunch break, at what
Yeah,
time
yeah.
we have to together.
Yeah, all the participants please join after lunch at 2:30 p.m. From
No,
now to 2:30.
after lunch,
Lunch break
1:30 to
2:30.
2:30.
1:30 to 2:30. Lunch time is 1:30 to 2:30. So the presentation are over. So we are moving forward for the lunch and join at 2:30.
Hello.
So at 2:30, we
Yes,
will
hello.
assemble again. So I request to all the participants kindly join 5 minutes before so that we can start
Exactly.
sharp at 2:30 p.m.
Exactly, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
अभी कट करना है ना
Yes, yes, and the call.